Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
We live in a culture that rewards silence, glorifies chaos, and sells identity as a product.
And if you're watching these images, you already know the name. Heath Ledger, an actor who embodied all three.
So here's the uncomfortable question. Why did we applaud him for it?
This isn't a tribute, it's a cultural autopsy.
Because we're talking about Heath Ledger, but the story is about us.
Let's start with the quietest mirror, Ennis Del Mar in Brokeback Mountain.
Heath plays Ennis like a man holding his breath for years.
Watch the body work, jaw tight, shoulders forward, eyes lowered. He doesn't perform repression, he becomes it.
And that's what makes it hard to watch. Not because it's dramatic, because it's familiar.
Here's the question. What kind of culture trains people to fear tenderness?
Nothing. I'm nowhere.
A culture that confuses numbness with strength.
Ennis doesn't cry in front of others. He breaks in private, controlled, hidden, almost ashamed of his own grief.
And the tragedy isn't only that love is forbidden, it's that connection becomes dangerous.
Silence becomes survival.
And when silence becomes survival long enough, it becomes identity.
A lot of people hear "be a man" and translate it as "don't need, don't feel, don't ask."
And then we wonder why loneliness is everywhere.
There's something uncomfortable here. Silence is socially efficient.
Why don't you just let me be, huh?
It keeps order, it avoids conflict, it protects systems.
But it kills intimacy.
Personal note, I grew up thinking expressing love made you weak. So I stayed quiet when I should have spoken, distant when I wanted to reach out.
Did it feel like dignity?
Yeah, but it was fear wearing a suit.
I relate from another side. I've seen how silence becomes a calculation in certain worlds, measuring every word just to stay safe.
Not just personal fear, structural pressure.
Exactly. And that's why this isn't just Wyoming in the 1960s, it's now.
Because the question still lives. What kind of world makes honest love feel like a risk?
Heath shows us repression is its own violence, slow, quiet, inherited.
And here's the brutal part. It doesn't look like violence. It looks like being fine.
Now, take a breath.
Because the next mirror isn't quiet.
Me? I was right here.
The Joker in The Dark Knight.
Ledger said he wanted zero empathy, and somehow he made the character disturbingly human.
The Joker isn't just a villain, he's a stress test.
He pressures a society that believes it's moral and asks how quickly that morality collapses when comfort is threatened.
Chaos sells, especially when people don't trust institutions.
Anti-heroes thrive when the system feels rigged.
Because destruction starts to look like honesty.
How about a magic trick?
Here's my uncomfortable admission.
Go.
I was young, exhausted, trying to prove I mattered, and I admired the Joker's detachment.
Not the violence.
Never the violence, the detachment, the I don't care what you think energy.
That's seductive when your worth feels external.
Exactly. If your life is built on approval, then indifference feels like freedom.
But here's the knife. Detachment looks powerful until you're the one left cleaning up what chaos destroys.
That's true. And this is where the cultural autopsy gets serious.
Say it.
When suffering produces brilliance, we romanticize the suffering.
Well, hello, beautiful.
We turn intensity into myth.
And when an artist dies young, the industry rarely questions the pressure.
I only have one question.
It canonizes the legend.
We consume the masterpiece and skip the cost.
So let's ask something we avoid. What kind of system rewards burnout?
Why so serious?
A system that sells productivity as identity.
And sells chaos as authenticity.
The Joker laughs at order because he knows how fragile it is.
And that's why the performance hits. It makes you recognize the abyss, and once you recognize it, you can't unsee it.
Personal note, there was a stretch where I chased wins, likes, applause, and the Joker's energy felt like a slap. If your worth is external, chaos owns you.
Mine was different. I watched people drift into cynicism, the burn it all down energy.
And it can feel righteous.
Yeah, but I believe in fierce repair over pure wreckage. Build something better. Don't just break what's broken.
So we disagree a little again.
You bring meaning, I bring structure.
Soul and scaffolding.
Exactly, because individual healing helps, but systems decide who gets crushed.
And now, the last mirror.
The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus.
A film about imagination, deception, and the price of pretending.
Poetic that Heath didn't finish it, the film is about unfinished selves.
Heath walks through mirrors and becomes different men.
Before, our digital era turned that into a daily routine.
Today, identity is curated,
Filtered.
optimized.
Monetized.
Here's the unsettling question. If your identity is a product, who's the customer?
And what happens to the parts of you that don't sell?
I built versions of myself to fit rooms I wanted to enter.
Did it work?
Yes, and that's the problem.
Because performance rewards you.
Until you don't know what's performance anymore.
I can't remember.
That's freaking handy.
Ledger's Tony becomes a metaphor, constant reinvention until the original self disappears.
We call it versatility,
Sometimes it's fragmentation.
and society applauds the performance, the illusion of happiness, success, endless consumption.
The dreams of the less fortunate in this world.
We trade authenticity for applause, cheap claps.
Before, identity crises lasted years. Now they last a profile update.
And belonging gets replaced by engagement.
Different masks, same hunger.
Now, let's rupture this for real.
Okay,
Maybe we're not analyzing Heath Ledger. Maybe we're using him to feel intellectually profound.
you're not wrong.
So here's the real question.
Are we applauding silence, chaos, and fragmentation in art because they mirror fractures we refuse to confront in life?
And if that's true, we're not here to give answers.
We're here to examine the questions that examine us back.
This is not just quiz,
Not a tribute.
a mirror.